buddy.
So sick of the hobos, always begging for change. I don't like how I gotta work and they just sit around and get paid. I hate all of the people who can't drive their cars. But you better get out of the way before I start falling apart. I hate how my wife is always up my ass. She always wants to buy brand new things, but I don't have the cash. I hate my job, all of my rich friends. I hate everyone to the bitter end. Nothing turns out right, there's no end in sight. I hate my life.
Alright, so this is the real number 20. I said last episode was number 20, but I was mistaken. This is the real number 20. I kind of want to make this a brief episode for a couple of reasons, mostly because I'm kind of tired right now, so if I don't seem as uppity as I usually am, that's probably why. But also because, I don't know, I think the longer episodes are harder to do the G trivia for, mostly. So if that's okay with you, Steph, we're gonna keep this probably around 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Do you want Spooey in here?
Is he on?
Yeah, he's on. Talking to him right now.
I do not see him. So sure, Adam.
Cool. Add people. Go.
Because he didn't say he was gonna be in the thread.
Oh no, he's on Skype, so let's see what happens.
He could just be one of those people who is technically always on Skype, but isn't really prepared to do the podcast.
Maybe. We'll find out here in a moment. Worst case scenario is he just leaves. Do.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'll add him to this one, because you created a totally different one.
Alright, yeah, do whatever you gotta do.
This is boring. Okay, he said, like, give him 5 minutes.
So we'll just wait 5 minutes.
Right. Because we're too cool for stuff like not having awkward silences.
Yes. Ugh.
So, how are you, Steph?
I've been okay. I've been dealing with insomnia pretty bad the past couple nights, but other than that, I've been fine.
Insomnia.
How about you?
I'm okay. My sleep schedule has been messed up, so I've been sleeping like 3 in the afternoon to like 11 at night, and then 9 a.m. to like 3 in the afternoon. It keeps changing around.
That's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, it's not really that good. I'm trying to get back
Yeah.
on a schedule.
Yeah, I normally go to bed whenever I kind of pass out and get up when I have to get up, regardless of how much sleep I actually got.
Right. That's probably a good philosophy.
What?
Oh,
So
Spooey.
you can hear, but you can't talk?
Can he hear me? I can't hear him. Best podcast ever, guys. I have to say.
Yes, the greatest one.
Now, if I can find out. Okay, so this is a new one.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, can hear you.
Say
Oh
something.
god. I'm bleeding.
Sweet.
Spooey, you're kind of tinny.
I'm what?
Like, your voice is kind of tinny, but it doesn't really matter.
Trying to set up the microphone, but doesn't seem to be working 100% to my liking.
Well, you know, Macintoshes and all that.
You know,
Exactly.
Skype was bought out by Microsoft.
Right. So it's a conspiracy to screw over the Macintosh users.
You finally understand.
Oh,
Well, you guys work this out. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick.
okay. I suggest that
Ooh, am I loud enough or too soft?
you're pretty good. I suggest we talk about Steph behind her back before she comes back.
Sweet.
So,
Could stab her? Is that what happened?
so what's up with her being a woman? I mean, come on, gamers and girls don't
I
mix.
don't understand it. I think it's even more of a conspiracy than the whole Mac PC thing.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I think she's putting us on. I think she's really a guy.
I mean, what's next? Women voters?
I know, right? It's like they'll be wanting to play Halo and junk like that. I mean, go back to Cooking Mama, is what I have to say.
No science, Papa.
Exactly. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how frustrating was the site outage to you?
Alright, guys, I'm back.
Maybe a 7.
Okay. That's nice to know.
I get my new computer, and then you're down for the entire weekend.
Right. So, Steph, on a scale of 1
Yes.
to 10, how frustrating was the site outage for you?
Like a 2. I'm just like, oh, things didn't get paid again. I'll come back in a few days.
I wish I could keep it up all the time.
I think as a form of nonviolent protest, I don't believe I've actually posted since the site came back up.
Well,
Ruby, why are you so rebellious?
Well, I want to talk about my new computer, and I actually had some negative things to say about my new computer, and I didn't have that opportunity.
Well, now you can talk about it, and we'll pretend to care.
right. There's been like 4 new posts since we came back online. It's pretty pathetic.
And I saw something about like a Google Plus thing there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, that thread's like a month old, and no one posted in it. And then I bumped it. And I got
Well, to be
stealth posted.
fair, nobody
That
could get
that
to it for
thread reminded me that I had Google Plus, because I forget I have Google Plus.
You should feel special. Still closed. You know what, Spooey? You are still showing up as offline in my contacts list.
even on my new computer.
Yeah, even on your new computer. That is ridiculous.
Let's see.
Well, while we're talking about Google Plus, we might as well talk about they launched the games tab thing on Google Plus, and it's basically Facebook games,
Screw that shit.
but with one important distinction, and that is that the game updates don't clog up your regular feed. They have like their own feed that they clog up. So if you're interested in that, you can just go to that feed instead.
I don't care when people even force me to care. Why am I going to purposely go and check?
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't either. But
I have neither Google Plus nor play any Facebook games. So
yeah.
Last game I played was the Zynga Poker like 2 years ago.
That's on there. Is it poker?
Ugh.
That was actually pretty good. I did well for like the 2 weeks I played.
The only Facebook game I played was some kind of weird, poorly drawn Flash RPG, but it was strangely compelling until like level 3, and then I kind of just forgot about it.
So you played that werewolves versus vampires thing too?
No, it was some kind of generic fantasy thing, which was weird. Because my friend sent me like, oh, you have a potion in this game. Come play. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know I was in this thing.
Guess what, motherfucker? You're in this thing.
I'm in the Matrix now.
You know, once you agree to that information sharing thing,
Right.
everybody's gonna be coming for you.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't have anything to hide, so it doesn't bother me.
Motherfucker!
Damn Skippy.
Urgh.
Zynga Poker, yeah, that's one of the like 10 games that's currently on.
That was I was really good in that actually. I started with like $3,000.
Right.
And in a week I had something like 900,000.
Right.
But I'd see
Go there and kick in!
I would see people like buying fake chips with real money,
Right.
and I'm like,
That's just...
if you suck that bad where you need to buy new chips, maybe you shouldn't be playing it.
That's how Facebook games do things. They make you, buy in-game crap with real money.
That's how Blizzard is now.
Well, Blizzard at least tries to say, well, here's this boxed game that's $50 that you're gonna buy, and then we're gonna sell you the rest of the game for, a couple of bucks here and there.
Oh, so you're not familiar with the new Diablo 3 thing?
All I know is that you need to be online to play it, and the guy was like, one of the developers was like, there are times when I kind of want to play Diablo 3 on like an airplane, but during those times, it's best to play other games or something like that.
Oh, we'll talk about it whenever we start talking about stuff to record.
What do you mean?
There's more to it than just that. So
Oh,
whenever we get to the part of the podcast where we're actually going to talk about stuff, that's going to be legitimately recorded.
Wait a minute.
I thought
We're
this
recording?
was legitimately.
Right now, I thought we were just talking.
From moment one of when I started talking to you, we were recording.
Sweet.
Oh my god.
Because
Catch everybody off guard. That's how you-
before I never did that. I would always like wait, and then I would like start recording awkwardly in the middle of a conversation when I realized that we were talking about a game or something. So I said,
Okay.
screw it.
This is gonna.
Okay, well then there's going to be a lot to edit out this episode
Yes,
then.
we're gonna have to take
Keep
some of
it
the
off.
padding out of that beginning setting up.
Alright, well anyway, the big thing that a lot of people are up in arms about right now regarding Diablo is the fact that Blizzard is going to have a cash shop, like a legitimate, here is an auction house you can go to where you can post in-game weapons and armor and shit that you can sell for real money. But in order to do that, you have to pay a fee in order to host your auction. You then need to pay a fee to have your auction going, and Blizzard gets like X percentage of whatever your profit is.
Right. Yeah, I did hear about that. I had just forgotten about it. So I guess, so they stopped beating around the bush. Like I know with World of Warcraft, they were all like, "Oh, you're not supposed to sell in-game money or in-game items for real money or something." But then they said, "Screw it, might as well do it." take a cut of the profits or whatever. It's actually
Yeah.
kind of smart when you think about it.
They're basically, breaking their own user agreement in order to make money.
Well, their previous user agreement with a different game, right?
No, because they can still, if I remember correctly from the article, they can still, close out your account and, ban you and stuff if you don't use their program. If you just sell it on, eBay or something, and they catch you, they can ban you. You have to use their in-game store.
Right, for World of Warcraft.
No, for Diablo.
Really?
Yeah.
Who makes Diablo?
Blizzard.
Blizzard.
And Blizzard is now owned by
Activision.
Activision.
It's all coming together.
Yes.
You're now making that connection in your head.
Yeah.
My cat is meowing. Can anybody hear that on the microphone?
No.
She's very distraught about the whole Diablo thing.
I would be too. That's why I'm drinking.
Tell her to stop being.
Oh, that's why
PC
you're
gamer.
drinking. Right.
Yes. I was looking forward to Diablo 3 because I'm a big fan of Diablo 2, and now I'm probably not going to get it.
Over something like that?
Well, there's also talks of a monthly fee for a game that was, free.
Right. Yeah. I was never... You know what? The one that I wanted to get into was Neverwinter Nights. I always wanted to get into
That's actually
that one.
really good. You should get it on Steam when it's on sale next.
Right. There's a bunch of games I should get on Steam, but I've never been much of a PC gamer.
You need to get fucking Team Fortress because it's free.
I know. Like my browser's open and I'm like, I know I should play such and such game, but I can never tear myself away from my browser to do it. So browser games are pretty much where things are at for me.
You need
obviously.
a Pokemon browser game.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys hear that Nintendo has licensed the rights to what is the term they're calling it?
What the
online single player massive player something? Let me pull it up. I was reading it just not too long ago.
What are you talking about?
Give me a minute. I'm on joystick right now. I just read it before we started recording.
I believe I read something about this a couple days ago.
Yeah, Nintendo files patent for massively single player online games.
So the Demon Soul kind of system? Because when you say massive single player, it's like...
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Basically Animal Crossing, where the main game itself, you're playing alone, but you can have other people, in the area doing stuff with you, but more than just, 3 people.
So is it
it's like Farmville?
Phantasy Star?
Yeah. No, Fantasy Star is more along the lines of Guild Wars. It's got a single player story mode to it that's, a pretty typical, pretty mediocre action-based role play game. And then the MMO part is more of Guild Wars, where you're around all these people in the main worlds, but when you go to do the actual quests, it's just you and your party. What Nintendo's patenting is basically just like Animal Crossing, where everything you do, you're doing alone, but other people can come to your little city and visit you and do stuff with you. Or the Pokemon games, where you're doing your main quest alone, but you can battle against real players, real time, pretty much at any given time you want.
Did that really need patenting, though?
I don't know, but apparently that's what they're patenting.
That's weird.
Someone's gonna sue them for something, because somebody always sues Nintendo for something. So why not patent it?
They haven't gotten
Remember
a
when
suit
they got sued?
in a long time, haven't they?
You remember when they got the lawsuit for the Rumble feature?
They actually won that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they had their own technology.
Yeah.
They were just like, haha, motherfuckers, take this!
But Sony had to come to an agreement with them. Did they settle?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. That's why there's the DualShock 3
Right. They must
PS3
have
controller
settled.
now.
Well,
They settled a long
actually,
time ago.
if I'm not mistaken, I believe Nintendo created their own Rumble technology, but it was
That's-
actually it was Microsoft and Sony that infringed, and
Yeah,
Microsoft
Microsoft.
That's what we're talking about.
Microsoft gave in, but later bought the company, right?
Yeah, they're just like, here's a check. Shut up.
Yeah. Oh, patent trolls. They
Having
get
money
away.
is fun.
Yeah. Nintendo got out of it because they had their own technology. They had their own patent. 'Cause they had Rumble feature back on the N64, and that's what apparently the same kind of technologies what they used for the GameCube and Wii.
Yeah.
Sony and Microsoft were proven to have quote unquote stolen the technology, but Microsoft just bought their way out. Sony's the one who took them to court to try to win, and then they lost.
Right.
What's $127 million between hateful companies?
That's petty change.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, have you seen how much money Sony's been making lately?
No.
Yeah, how much money they lost a couple
No.
months ago from PlayStation 3 and PSP being offline?
No.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
How much?
I don't know. I was actually kind of curious if you knew.
Well,
No.
them
No,
being.
but I do know.
Go on.
I do know that we had a shit ton of people trade in their PS3s during that time frame, and 360 sales I think doubled,
Huh.
at least at my store.
What
Yeah.
about sales of Game Boy Advance?
We don't sell Game Boy Advance anymore
Why not?
because no one wants that shit.
You could use it on like original generation DS systems. You sell those, right?
Yeah, but
That's
Well, there
current
you go.
generation. Well, technically.
we're on
it was.
3D now. 3D, motherfucker.
3D is overrated. I'm waiting for 7D.
So supposedly they already have 4D TVs coming out.
Those are the ones you can smell as well.
I have no idea, but that's what some guy told me.
That's what the Spy Kids movie's telling me.
No, what was that? The screen technology that's like 4,000 pixels wide or something? There's a specific name for it. I can't think of it.
That's like the IMAX/red camera kind
Yeah.
of resolution.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
the
talking
red player.
No. Well, anyways.
That tiny one that Sony showed off at E3 actually looked kind of nice.
Which one?
It was like a 22-inch or so 3D screen that doesn't require glasses.
Oh, the PlayStation screen?
Yeah, that actually looks like a decent, tiny television, I guess. And I say tiny, now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're selling those actually. Like we're doing a limited time like launch promo with Sony.
Is it a night launch?
Probably not. We haven't had anyone even ask about it. They see a TV for $500. It's only 24 inches. They laugh and walk away.
That was me like 3 years ago. I spent a lot of money on my 32-inch is it 30? Yes, it is 32-inch 720p TV, which people give them away now because nobody wants to buy a 720p 32-inch TV anymore.
I'd buy it.
I had one of those, and it got cracked when I moved, and now I've got a 42-inch plasma. But I think it's still only 720 because there's very, very few games that actually do full 1080.
Right.
And I don't care enough, and I don't watch enough movies to really care.
Yeah.
PS3 is the only system that can actually do 1080p, right?
They
Yeah, I
hacked
believe
it
so.
onto the Xbox, I'm pretty sure.
Did they?
Yeah, they hacked it onto like later models, so. But again, very few games support it, I think.
Just wait for those 3DS 1080p games coming.
Yeah. Speaking of the 3DS, we're still, a couple weeks after the price drop just went into effect. Steph, I know you're gonna take advantage of the GameStop
I already did take
promotion.
advantage of it.
Yeah, so
I'm playing it right now.
what color did you end up getting?
I just got black.
Ah, classy.
Yeah. I gotta be all grimdark and shit.
Right. Yeah.
I bought a DS Lite.
I'm so sad that my DS Lite's gone. Like, I almost did not get my 3DS. I didn't want to get rid of my DS Lite, but this was the only time I was gonna get that good of a deal on it.
Well, I have two DS Lites, so because I need them to trade Pokemon and whatnot and stuff.
Yes,
like that.
I miss my silver DS.
You've yet to figure out how to clone yourself, unfortunately.
Well, cloning myself wouldn't do any good if I only had one DS.
Unless your name was Clyde,
Right.
because of that game, Cloning Clyde.
That went over my head.
It's an Xbox 360 thing. So.
Oh. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wait until the red one comes out, which is early September, I think.
September 9th.
Yeah, and that's comes out with Star Fox. Not bundled, but it's the same day.
Yeah, same day.
Now,
Weird.
Steph, one of my DS Lites, like the screen is completely cracked, but it still works. Would GameStop accept that? Probably not,
No.
right?
No, if it's a physical damage like that, no, we don't.
Would
What if
Nintendo
you-
fix that?
Is it under warranty?
Probably, but they're probably gonna charge you for it.
Right, yeah.
But if you got like one of those cheap screen protector things and just kind of pasted it over it, would that be okay?
Yeah, because no one's gonna notice that it's broken.
Sweet.
Alright, so here's what happened. We were, I was playing it in like my dad's truck or something, and then we stopped, and I got out of the truck, but it must have slipped out of my pocket or something. So then he starts pulling away, and he runs over it, and I'm like, no, no, no. But it was too late. It was cracked. Still works though, so go Nintendo.
Well, yeah, that's Nintendo.
Morgan Von Webb proved that Nintendo's stuff is pretty sturdy. Spooey knows what I'm talking about. Don't
I
you?
do.
I know all about Morgan Von Webb.
I have those
People-
episodes on my hard drive. And
You
I
need to,
watch them religiously.
You need to upload them, Stewie.
Yes. Put
I
them
think they're
on
already on
YouTube.
YouTube. If I'm not mistaken.
All of them?
All
I
of them?
believe somebody. How many are there?
What, just Morgan Von Webb or X-Play episodes in general?
No, the Morgan Von Webbs. There were two of them, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
There was
Spooey,
the previous
should-
generation consoles and the current generation consoles.
They did one for the current generation?
Yeah, like maybe 2 years ago.
Is that on YouTube?
It maybe.
You should have your own video site so that you don't get taken down by YouTube ninjas.
You need
You
to
kn-
just upload all of X-Play, Spooey.
You know, all
of
the
it.
X-Play stuff I ever put on YouTube, G4 never once came after me.
Well,
It was-
then why isn't everything up?
Because I very foolishly put up a video of the Red Sox Yankees game, and the MLB.
You dope.
You dumbass!
I was surprised though because it lasted like a good 3 days before they found it. And you'd think with like 8 million viewers that found it in 3 days, they would have gotten to it faster.
That's why we can't have nice things, thanks.
Yeah,
Good job, Sweetie.
I try.
Next, you could
I at least still have my X-Play book, at least.
As do I.
book.
Isn't yours Artocraft?
Mine? No, mine's not.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I never got that book.
I have it. I still read it. Oh god, where the hell did that come from?
You are both big nerds, that's why.
I'm getting aimed right now. I can't figure out
Oh,
what the away menu is in the new version of AIM because
Why would you use
Very
AIM?
sad.
I don't know actually. People said use iChat. But I actually like the interface to AIM better. Well, at least I liked the old interface better, like
Yeah.
the 2003 version on the Power PC
Yeah,
that I was emulating on my old iMac.
AIM 5.9 is where it's at.
Jeez, like what version of
they
it?
don't use Trillion.
I'm on right now. I'm using AIM 2.2.439,
Good for
Why
you.
From
aren't
that.
you?
and that came out last year. So
I just use Google Talk.
hey, it says the Running Man logo are trademarks of AOL Incorporated.
Big surprise there.
I wonder if
I
the
use-
Dunkin' Donuts Running Man infringes on that.
I don't know.
That's why you patent things. See?
That's
So,
that's why we
player?
need a patent single multiplayer games.
Yes, with running people.
Yes.
Everything runs on Duncan.
Do.
Well, you know what the good news is about the X Play episodes? I upgraded from the ITV 250 to the ITV HD with now it has ITV 3 on it. It's super fast at encoding episodes. I could probably pop out like a good 22-minute episode in maybe like 6 minutes, converted to like MP4 format.
Do it.
Whereas before, it might take me maybe like an hour to do it.
You don't
Alright.
have to convert it if you're uploading it to YouTube. YouTube does all the converting.
Well, for me, it's an ITV format, which is basically the uncompressed video format.
Also,
Alright.
But I save everything in ITV format because it looks better than when you compress it.
Alright, so this is what you're gonna do, Spooey. You're gonna convert all of those videos, you're gonna put them in a file, and then you're gonna send them to me.
Do you have a 7 gigabyte hard drive you can put this on?
Easily.
I have at least on my computer right now, at least a terabyte worth of regular X-Play episodes.
Holy shit.
You remember like 2 years ago or so when I posted on the forums, right?
Yeah.
That list didn't get smaller.
Holy shit.
It only got bigger. So.
Are you still getting respect on the G4 forums for that?
I think I've posted maybe 6 times in the last 2 years on the G4 forums.
No one posts there anymore. Whenever the old veteran group started disappearing, everything.
Well, I never had a problem with the forums. It was more of that my interest in games just kind of started leaving, so to the point where I used to buy up a bunch of games and then I'd never play them.
Right.
And then I realized I could not buy the games and still not play them and just do other things.
Yeah, and spend your money elsewhere. And that's the...
Like on a new computer or a camera or something.
Is that where the Spooey's get rid of this crap thread came from?
Basically. And I actually did get... it's weird because I actually acquired a game from that list. I traded one of my friends the Master Chief helmet from a Halo 3 Legendary Edition.
Oh, the cat helmet?
And Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker for a copy of MAG, because he wanted me to play MAG, and I said, well, at least it's a game I don't already own that I'm not going to re-own in the future, so I might as well get rid of it. So I told him I'd give him the helmet for like $1. I didn't really... It was just taking up space. I wasn't doing anything with it. Plus, my cat is getting very tired of wearing it. But I actually bought the game, the Legendary Edition, for $20 less than what the regular version of the game cost when Newegg was clearancing it out like 2 years ago. So I didn't really lose anything on the deal. So
I don't know where my helmet is. I think I left it at home.
You got a helmet?
Yeah, I got it. But you see, maybe like months after the game came out, we still had some Legendary Editions left over, and I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but let's just say we
$5.
No, we just got an order to just get rid of all the extra stuff and just sell the game because it was just gonna change to the normal Halo 3 SKU. So we had like 4 or 5 of them just sitting in back, and I'm like, can I have one? And sure. So I got it for free.
Now, what does GameStop do with like all the Rock Band Guitar Hero crap? Do they just like have a giant dumpster?
We're still trying to sell them.
Like, whatever happened to all the Guitar Hero Aerosmith crap? Like, did you send that back to Activision?
I think.
And they said, we don't want this crap.
I think we eventually sent it off to our warehouse, who I'm guessing just threw it away.
I still
what do you guys do with... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I still want to pick up Rock Band 3, the piano.
It's okay. My friend at college has like a shit ton of Rock Band stuff, and we'll play it every once in a while.
Right. I just keep the guitars that I have and the piano. If anybody wants the World Tour drum set and microphone, they can you can go right ahead. I'll send it to you.
I already have that. I left it at home.
I never quite got into the music games. To be
That's
honest with
because
you.
you have no rhythm.
My funk is down, I believe.
Yes.
Problem. I have amplitude. Does that count?
Well, that's good.
Well,
that was harmonics. I have Gunpei. Remember that game? Gunpei?
No,
heard
no.
of it. I've heard of it.
It's like a music puzzle game that came out for the DS and PSP.
Right.
That within a week dropped to about $6 because nobody bought it. But the DS version's actually pretty decent. I mean, once you figure out what you're doing. But it's named after Gunpei Yokoi. So, you know.
That's where I heard it from.
Classy.
Don't know about that. That's about it, pretty much. I have the Korg music player for the DS. What is it, Korg Plus 10 or something like that?
Yeah, how is that?
But,
That's like not a game. That's like a.
If I knew at all anything I was actually doing in it, I'm sure it would be amazing.
Yeah, it's just like
a
a music sequencer, isn't it?
Yes, and it only costs about $130 less than Electroplankton does.
Now, does that allow you to like?
I got a
export-
copy of Electro.
You have a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy for like $12.
I hate you.
Huh.
I will give you $6 American for it.
No.
In Canada,
Not
that's
enough.
like worth $2 American. So.
Screw Canada.
Well, all you have to do apparently to get a lunch in Canada is just go sit outside of Valve. And Gabe Newell will take you to lunch.
And there's one thing I love. It's Gabe Newell taking me to lunch.
Who wouldn't want Gabe Newell to take you to lunch?
Which one is Gabe Newell again? Is he the one that I said? Is that the guy that I said looks like Roger Moore?
Probably.
I'd have no idea. He's
the
a
one
big fat guy.
He came out and talked about how the PlayStation 3 was actually a really good console, like a few months after bashing it at E3 one year.
Right. Yeah. That's him.
And my response was, "Whoa, Roger Moore ate Gabe Newell." So,
Yes, that might be it.
I think he's pretty sensitive about his weight, actually.
Roger Moore's very
No.
sensitive about his weight.
No, the other guy.
No, I don't think Gabe Newell really cares.
Why would Gabe Newell care about Roger Moore's weight? That just doesn't make any sense.
Because they're best friends.
Roger Moore's crazy now, though.
Who is he? Is he
the
like
guy-
James Bond or something?
Is that Roger Moore?
That's what I
No,
was thinking.
you're right. I'm thinking of Michael Moore. I'm sorry. Yes, Roger Moore was James Bond. I was thinking of Michael Moore, the political activist.
Yeah. So you were confusing me for a little
Yes. Why would James Bond eat Gabe Newell? That doesn't make any sense.
bit. Yeah.
I mean, he can get like any woman he wants. Why would he just waste his time trying to eat somebody?
Who, Gabe Newell?
Because you need food to live.
Yeah. But he's James Bond. He could just order martinis with unlimited olives.
Just be like, give me a martini, and I want 3/4 of that with olives.
You just say
What?
shake
Just
it.
do it.
You could say shaken, not stirred, with a can of olives, please.
Give me a martini with 2 whores in it, and we'll be good.
I don't think James Bond even needs to order anything. I think he just walks up to the counter and just stands there, and then instantly, bam, drinks right in front of him, and women have no clue.
So basically, the Austin Powers interpretation.
Well,
The classy Austin Powers.
I've only ever seen the first Austin Powers movie.
That's the only good one.
The second one was really good, I thought.
The best part of that movie was when they're on the steamroller. Is it a steamroller, I think? And the guy's like, no! And he's 500 yards away. And he just stands there and waits till he runs him over.
Yeah, that might be the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's the first.
And I was like, that is the funniest thing I've seen in a James Bond parody movie in at least 5 years. And I had watched Spy Hard.
They were all pretty funny. I think the first 2 were the best, though.
Did you hear they're making a 4th one now?
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, I saw that. It's just like, god damn, really?
Well, apparently the Love Guru 2 didn't pan
Yeah.
out. Well,
Yeah, after the Love Guru bombed, everyone was like, yeah, he's gonna do Austin Powers next. Did he do anything else besides that? Besides those two things?
We did the Wayne's World movies.
Well, that was before. I mean, like in the interim between.
Like recently?
He did 54 back in the late 90s. I think it was after the first Austin Powers, but I'm not 100% sure.
Between the third Austin Powers and the Love Guru, did he do anything? Someone IMDb.
He did the Shrek movies. Does that
Right,
count?
yeah, that's right.
You want him actually physically be
Oh
in
yeah.
Yeah.
He was in the Cat in the
That's right.
Hat.
He did that.
He was in Cat in the Hat, which I didn't even remember until I just looked it up.
Right, yeah.
He did View
In
from
other words, he's done nothing but shit.
He did View from the Top, which I heard was alright, but I've never seen it.
You know, I kind of liked Cat in the Hat when I was a kid.
The movie or the Dr. Seuss stories?
The movie.
How old
You're
are
a
you? Like
fag.
7 right now?
I'm
Get out of
almost,
this
Like less than 8 years ago.
I'm almost 20.
How
So,
I feel sad now.
Oh.
I've wasted my life.
You didn't like Cat in the Hat, Spooey. What have you done with your life?
I actually didn't see the movie Cat in the Hat.
it wasn't that bad.
I'm just saddened hearing people who are 20 talking about how they saw movies from a few years ago when they were kids.
Not a few years ago.
Came out in like Christmas 2003, right? That's a few
Something
years
like
ago.
No, it wasn't 2003. It was earlier than that.
Unless IMDb is lying to me.
It is. I know for a fact.
2003, Cat in the Hat. I can go to Wikipedia and look up the date if you want me to do that.
How old were you, Andrax, when you saw it?
Saw what?
The movie.
Oh. Must have been when it came out. I think I had the DVD.
Oh boy.
So who likes The Grinch?
I liked it.
No.
You don't like The Grinch?
No.
How could you not like The Grinch?
Not the live action one.
No, I mean the actual Grinch.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like the actual one, not the
How can you
live
not
action.
like the live action one? It was so good.
It could have been worse, I'll say that much. It could have been much worse, but it's not the type of thing I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna watch it on. I'm gonna be like, oh, this is on.
That's because
Same
you're
channel.
a Grinch, Steph. You have no feelings whatsoever.
You're just now figuring that out?
You're like a heartless zombie, somehow.
Yep.
That's because her heart was eaten out by zombies.
That would explain a lot. Like why I'm so numb.
So you took the phrase "go eat your heart out" literally.
I didn't eat my own heart out. Something else did.
Oh.
A zombie, I think.
I would hope so.
Because you became a zombie, right?
No, yeah.
Unless it was like a werewolf.
I don't know. Maybe it's that guy from Indiana Jones.
What?
Yeah, okay. Temple of Doom when he pulls the heart out.
Maybe
What?
that's what happened.
I don't think I've ever seen Temple of Doom.
What?
It's slightly less worse than the last one that came out.
That's a good way to put it, I guess. I saw
What, damn.
most of the first one, and then almost all of the third one. Then I guess I saw the fourth one in theaters.
Last Crusade is my favorite.
That one's pretty good. But I think,
I agree.
shit. Is it Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yes, that was the first. That's the face melter one.
Yeah. I think that one's my favorite, if only because I like both Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. So having them together.
No, that's
Sean Connery-
that's the
Sean
third
Connery
one.
wasn't in Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was Last Crusade.
Was it the Last Crusade?
Yeah.
I thought they were going after the Ark of the Covenant.
No.
That was the first one. And then they went after the
Holy Grail.
what is it? The Holy Grail, yeah. In the third one.
You guys seem you seem like kind of muffled on my end.
Yeah, you're also muffled too.
You actually sound great on mine.
Damn it, Skype.
I got the speakers worked up, so I don't know. I mean, I can at least hear you where I want to hear you now.
Right.
But,
Well,
That Crusade has one of my favorite quotes in it, though, which I constantly say to people like at random. I just walk up to them and say, "We named the dog Indiana." So, can I do a bad?
How do they respond to that?
They're like, "What? What are you talking about?"
I also love the one of the things I do all the time is I like hold up a newspaper or something and then I punch someone's face through it.
Wait, you punch the face through the newspaper, or you punch through the newspaper to the face?
The last one.
That makes perfect sense.
What you guys really have to do is like pick like 5 movies with really good quotes, and then just randomly walk up to people and just say them, and see what their response is, and how many of your friends actually get the reference.
That sounds like a great hidden camera thing.
That sounds like a great way to lose a bunch of friends.
Everybody I work with in my office, I must have at least once walked up to them and said, Ray's Sports Almanac. And like 3 of them got the reference.
That's Back to the Future, right?
Yes. Back to the Future 2, technically. Yeah.
I'm saying right now, if anybody walks up to me and quotes Monty Python, I'm going to punch them in the face because it's so overplayed by now.
Nothing from the Holy Grail. That's the rule. Sean Connery's good too. Like you walk up to people and go, 1 ping only.
You sound like an annoying person in real life.
I am very. They're not all friends I walk up to at work.
Right.
So do you ever just like walk around a big public area and just like go
Talk
up
to
to
yourself.
someone and say it?
No, I haven't actually. But I should, right?
You should, and you should record it.
You should do like a Mega 64 kind of thing.
I hope you don't expect me to talk. No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. See, going back to the James Bond thing.
Spooey, you would make a great Bond villain.
Would I really?
Yeah, probably. You got that like creepy look going on.
And if I was doing like the Pierce Brosnan era James Bond villain, I'd have to have some kind of weird deformity to myself.
Right.
Because all the villains had like that weird deformity kind of thing.
Or if
Do
you...
you guys remember that fan fiction that you were writing, Andrax, about the forums?
I didn't
Spooey, you should be the villain of that. It was supposed to be like a Flash movie or something you were working on for a while.
Well, let's get this straight. There were the fan fictions of the forum, which there were like 3, which were actually like typed out things that people did. But then there was my thing, which was a Flash series, which was elevated above, those kinds of riff-raff productions.
Spooey should have been the villain for that.
No. The villain for that will always be Sony.
Is that a Kevin Butler thing then? Will he come out and say, no 2D on 32-bit systems?
I don't think I even had Spooey in the series at all, now that I think about it.
How can you have a parody based on the forums and not have, like, the face of the forums?
Because he didn't really have, like, a strong...
Which forum am I the face of exactly?
Visual identity. Like, it's hard to associate him with a specific avatar.
I came over to your forums and, like, for, like, the first year and a half, I was referred to as, G4's Spooey or X Plays Spooey, and it's like, dude, I posted 3 times over the past 2 years.
That's because Adam talked to you.
Yes.
You got the thing that we all wanted. Adam acknowledged you.
Well, to be fair, Blair Butler, Shane Satterfield, and Matt Kyle also acknowledged me.
Oh,
exactly.
Now you're just bragging.
And Letitia back at Tech TV. Remember Letitia back at Tech TV? Or Tish?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yes,
Now, who acknowledged Malice? Was that Tina Fey?
No, that was
Morgan
Tommy
Webb.
Telecato, or Talon, whatever his name was.
Tommy Tallarico and Morgan Webb. And just so you know, did you say Mally's?
I said Malice.
Okay, because Mally's was a Morgan Webb had call him by mistake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to. You didn't hear this, Bowie, but I wanted to keep this episode kind of short, and even
Talk
with
about
all
games.
the butchering this episode will endure, it will still probably be a little longer than I wanted. But that's okay. We had a good time, didn't we, folks?
Sure.
Sure, of course. Why not?
What episode are we on now?
20.
20.
Steph
Okay.
thinks we should do a party or something when we hit 25.
Didn't
We
you
should
want?
do something special.
Weren't you planning to relaunch the podcast originally?
No. We already
But-
relaunched it. We
I
relaunched
mean, I
it
thought-
with 18.
Yeah, but I thought you were gonna like start over at 1 or something.
When did I say I
That'd
would
be
do that?
stupid.
I don't know. It's a while. It's been a while. So
You were
I
just making crap up.
could be just imagining things.
Yeah, get off the drugs, Bowie.
Like Gcast 2.0.
Right. No, what I did say is I wanted to, like, take portions of the podcast and make flash clips out of that. And it would be like us standing around in, like, a carbon copy of X-Play's old set with, like, the couch and whatnot.
We determined it was a purple couch, right? Or was it red?
I thought you said it was a red couch,
From X-Play?
but I never
Yeah.
verified
What
that.
era are we talking about?
The one with the arcade in the background, before they switched over to the orbs on the floor.
There was the Metreon with Adam at Extended Play.
After that.
And then there was the original Tech TV one.
After that.
Yeah, was it purple or red?
And then there was the egg chair set.
Egg chair set.
Yeah, they had these egg chairs for like 6 months that vanished, and then they got an actual like chairs and couches and stuff.
Okay, no, after that.
Okay, that's probably the one then. So.
Alright, I'm looking this up because I don't remember.
You're talking to the guy who has like 8,000 episodes.
It was purple. Yeah, it was a purple couch.
I can just look them up. Yeah.
I already had the answer. It's a purple couch.
Okay. So it'll be purple then.
What if we have an orb?
If
Can
we ever
just,
do
like,
it.
Can we just import like an orb from somewhere?
No.
Instead of like a giant X going like around, it could have like a giant G going around.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, Spooey, not all your ideas are complete and utter crap.
Well, I have to get at least one in like a month to match my quota.
I don't know if
I
I'll...
still say Hot Pants Fridays are the way to go.
Hey, I'm wearing hot pants right now. Although it's not Friday, is it?
Ah, my brain.
Wait, I don't even know what hot pants are. Are they like skinny jeans?
Spooey, you're forgetting you're talking to two youngsters.
Are they like hot pink?
Just look up hot pants on the internet.
Are they like super short?
Yes, they are really kind of super.
Okay.
Who likes
They're not
short
pants.
shorts?
Do either of you have a song in particular for the opening and closing?
I do.
Okay. You
Can
know,
it please not be from an anime, please?
It's not from an anime.
we haven't done an anime. Wait, the ending of last time was an anime one.
Something from an 8-bit game would be great.
How about Cheetah Man?
No, that doesn't count.
It should be Battletoads.
Isn't Cheetah Man part of Action 52?
Yeah. And it had actually pretty good music.
If you put all 52 intros on there, that would be fine.
Not all of them have music.
Silence is great sometimes.
Now, do we want the clean version or do we want the explicit version?
I don't know. What are we versioning of?
Songs ever.
Well, you've already sworn like 7 times in this episode, so you might as well go for the explicit
Yeah.
version.
Okay.
You know, I was surprised, Steph. Your song in the last one, I Can't Decide Whether You Should Live or Die. That was the first time video on the G-Form account was flagged for audio copyright issues.
Sweet.
Really?
Yeah, but they let it go through. But the weird thing is they won't let it play in like Spain or something. Like if you're accessing from Spain, you can't listen to the podcast.
I take pride in knowing I got a band in Spain.
Yeah.
So
Just remember, you and Resident Evil 4 both hate Spaniards.
Makes so much sense now.
it's a conspiracy.
Wow, really? Because, like, the link I gave you is from the full-length song that someone else has uploaded on YouTube that's not from the publisher,
No.
and that still exists.
They don't mind that it's on YouTube, because they can, like, put ads on videos that have it and monetize it. But I guess they just don't have the rights in... Let me just double check that it's actually Spain.
Do you know anything about the flipped video trick?
Yeah. Because anime has to do that because Japan really hates having anime.
How do they? I mean, how could you tell what like that if it's flipped? I mean, it's weird though.
I can
That it
tell
recognizes
because
something.
on anime openings you can tell when like the text is backwards.
You can read anime opening text,
Well, it's like a mix of English and other stuff.
and then like every song is like.
Steph,
It's like-
I just saw your tweet.
Yes. Fuck yeah. That's my claim to fame now.
Video
That and being
blog.
an X-Play mod for like a month.
Oh, it's
Yep.
Germany. Sorry, Spain.
Oh,
people.
Germany.
That's something I never was an X-Play mod.
And I still feel guilty for getting you demodded, Steph.
You shouldn't feel guilty, because...
Although really, it wasn't my fault because I wasn't like one of the persons talking about rating the boards. That was like Rob and a bunch of other people. It must have been Rob and Sal. Maybe that's why I banned
I think it was either... No, it had nothing to do with that. I'm pretty sure it was Rob, and I think it was Ryan. Because I remember they like bumped like 2 or 3 old threads. I'm like, haha, guys, okay, enough, and they stopped. And then that's when I noticed my mod powers were gone, and I got this long private message. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
You should post that. You should let me see that message.
I think I might still have it. Let me check. I don't think I ever delete any of my private messages.
Yeah, me neither. In fact,
Let me
when
see.
on G Forum, I like expanded my private message space like 20 times just so I wouldn't have to delete anything.
You know, I think I've only ever received 2 private messages on the G forums there, and one was a response from you, Andrex, to a question I had asked you in private message.
Oh wait,
2009. When did that happen?
must have been 2009.
It's had to be. It's longer than that, right?
It must have been right after we launched the forums.
It was before I joined, and you guys were around for like almost a year before I joined, I think.
Oh yeah, I've got it. It was May 1st, 2009.
Was it May? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I got
guess
a nice.
I suck, I guess.
our first podcast coincided with the launch of version 2, so it was like April 1st, I think.
I joined you guys a month after you or a month after this happened.
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't recall that. I thought it was much
It
longer.
was a mixture. It was a mixture of the podcast and something that was exchanged between me and a couple other people in the thread, where I made a comment about how other mods don't like to have fun, so I just lost the thread because it shouldn't. There's no. It's a fucking old thread. It's not like they're posting porn or like hacking people's accounts or anything.
You know what always annoyed me on GeForce forums? When somebody would like post a legitimate post in an old thread from like a year ago,
Locked.
and then it would get locked. And I'm like, why the hell are you doing that? This isn't a
Yeah.
chat room, it's a message board. The point is, you leave a message and you come back to it sometime down the line. I mean,
Right.
if somebody's just bumping it, I can understand for like no reason other than bump it. But that's the purpose of a message board. You put something on there so you come back to it later. That's why it's not a chat room. And I don't know. They do that constantly.
Right.
That's because I can say it officially now. X-Play mods don't like to have fun.
You
Who
can.
are they?
Like that.
Who are they? Does anybody know who the new mods are?
No.
It's still a bunch of the old people, I think.
Yeah, like they don't even do anything anymore. There's nothing to moderate, which is why I'm surprised I was even asked to be a mod in this place. Because even back in 2009, there was only maybe like people who posted, and there would be a new post maybe once every couple days.
Right.
You know what the weird thing is? I had people recommend me to become mods, to become a mod, and nobody ever seemed to want to actually make me the mod, even though other mods are recommending me.
Huh.
And then probably like late 2008, early 2009, somebody asked me if I actually wanted to be the mod. Somebody who actually had the authority to do it. And I was like, no, thank you. By then I was already
Okay.
like, leaving the forums, not intentionally leaving, but just other interests, and I just didn't have the time anymore. I started my new job, and I was never there, so it was like,
Yeah,
all right.
you didn't miss anything. I mean, basically, you couldn't say anything you wanted to say anymore, because even if you said something that was completely unrelated on a totally different website that has no association whatsoever to what you do on XPlay, they will still take action against you.
Well, they get like what, 4 posts now, like a week,
It's pathetic.
Yeah, something like that. It's really, really slow.
and then you say something like, "Hey, I like that new Nintendo game they showed off," and then it gets shuffled off to the Nintendo forum.
Right.
Yep.
Or at least it did a couple of years ago. I don't know what the.
I don't think they're strict about that because the mods really. I don't think the mods moderate very much anymore.
I think when they introduced those game forums, they pretty much killed the G4 forums.
Well, I think
They did.
They did it because they didn't want to have to deal with it, so they pushed them off into their own sub-forums and let them screw around.
They had all the TV shows, basically. I mean, they had, 15 shows based on video games. And then they got rid of them all, except for, Cheat and X-Play. And then they, incorporated Cheat into X-Play. So all the communities for the shows basically abandoned the website. And then they said, well, let's diversify and make, new, console-specific forums. But it's like you have 5 people left on your forum, and now you have 15 new forums. Everybody's gone, It's like
the reason behind that, from what I remember correctly, was they were trying to prevent flame wars and flame posts and stuff from having die-hard fans all in one spot by kind of filtering them into this one specific area. But then that kind of takes away from the whole purpose of having someone moderate it all.
Well, that also kind of backfires because, say for instance, I'm a Nintendo fanboy, but this is just hypothetical. Say I'm a Nintendo fanboy, and I want to troll Sony consoles, for instance. Not that I would ever do this, but I could just go into the Sony forum and, stir up a bunch of crap there, So it just makes it easier to do that.
When's the last time you guys posted, would you say, at G4?
At G4.
A couple days ago.
Really?
Must have been.
Yeah, so someone made a post trying to remember a horror game, and they were describing it, and I tried to answer them, and I've yet to get a reply, and that was almost a week ago.
Yeah, I think it was a couple weeks ago for me, 3 weeks.
I can't even remember the last time I posted, honestly, but I remember I did post an actual, and it wasn't a very long post, but I would dare to say it was articulated. And the response I got was too long. That was it.
Yeah, you're not gonna get very much.
Reading is not one of the strong suits, apparently.
Very much depth.
Majority of the posters. So.
At G4.
You should know that already, though.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, I mean, when they actually had people there, when it was actually populated, there were a lot of good people, a lot of good posters there.
Yeah,
but,
what happened?
I don't know where everybody is anymore. I mean, it's
yeah, it's a ghost town.
Most of the really good people, they just grew up,
right,
joined the military, got better jobs,
realized
college.
That women existed.
I remember one guy. He had a different name every time he came back. But I know his name's Ben. I think I've got him somewhere on my Xbox Live friends list. But I know that every year around final times, he would just type in random shit in his password box to prevent himself from logging in or anything, so that way he could focus on his studies. But of course, after he took his test and everything, and he'd go to come back, he'd forget what the password is, or wouldn't be able to sign on because he would just type in shambled stuff and would have to make a new account. And eventually, he just got old of that.
Right.
And then I know another person just, grew up. Another one's in the military, but I think he still browses every once in a blue moon.
The cool people went to G Forum, let's be honest here.
All 7 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually had something to talk about relating to a game today. If you guys wanted to hear it.
Sure, not
Really?
So I was playing Halo Reach, and as I'm sure if you read the forums,
Jesus.
I get angry playing online in Halo Reach.
I've heard enough.
Play it then.
So here's something. I decided I'm going to do something different. I'm going to try the Forge. So I built my own map in Halo Reach, and I literally, over the course of 3 days, I must have spent about 27 hours just building this one map. And then when I finished, I said, this is a long time I've spent on a map that nobody is ever going to play.
So it's like Minecraft.
Well, at least
upload them.
Now, how do you do that? Where do you go to upload them? I don't even.
Fuck if I know. There should be some option in like the main menus, like after you have it saved and everything, where you can like name it and upload it to the Bungie community.
You're familiar with the game, right?
Vaguely, I stopped playing after 3.
Do you remember the stage? I think it's called Wayant.
No.
It's like a little map of an island, and you kind of go around the island. It's like a little circular island with like a mountain in the center.
No.
That's my least favorite stage of the entire game for online. So I said naturally I'm going to have to build my own version of the map around this island. And I started making it like offshore. And then I thought, well, I'll just push it a little bit farther offshore. And eventually I just deleted everything from the island, so the entire map basically takes place over water. So,
that's pretty badass.
And then I have like the mountains off in the distance, and I have like these giant like dishes that are like sticking out of the mountains and stuff. So it's like I just moved the entire thing away from the island. It defeated the whole purpose of my original goal. So it's like, you fall to your death and then you drown basically. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's definitely a way to upload it. I just don't know how to do it because I stopped playing Halo after 3.
If I ever get my Hapog PVR, I will record some footage of it and upload it somewhere.
Right.
We need to go back to those Halo parties.
Yeah.
But you stopped playing.
I did, but we need to go back to those Halo parties.
I'm sure you could always, quote unquote, borrow a copy from work.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She already got the Legendary Edition of Halo 2, she's already treading on thin ice.
Right? 3, right?
3. It's just the helmet. Like, they just took them and tossed them outside in the dump, and I'm like, can I just have one? Sure. Okay.
What is probably the lamest deluxe legendary exclusive version of a game that you've seen at GameStop?
The helmet.
I'm trying to think. Like lame in the sense of price for what it is you're paying, or just like the most.
Why would you even include this in a special edition kind of thing? Like, this is really what you consider the special edition for your thing? This is why you're going to charge us $40 more?
Shit, like, I can think of something that I remember complaining about, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. I'm trying to think. It was fairly recent. I want to say it came out on the 360 or the PS3. It was like you just got like an art book with it. It was like one of those really, really obscure.
Was it an Atlas game?
Not an Atlas game, but it was something.
Atlas games don't have special editions, don't they?
Aren't all of Atlas
Catherine
games
did.
special editions?
No, Catherine had a special
Oh,
edition.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Working Designs.
What?
Working Designs. Remember that company?
No.
That Sony killed. So they were a company that used to make mostly like Saturn games, and then they went over to PlayStation 2, and then they wanted to release this one game, and it was like a remake of like a 2D game, but it was like a 2D game, and then Sony was like, "No, we're not going to let you release this game because it's in 2D."
All right.
And basically, the entire company was like surviving on that one game, and they put all this money into it, so they had to close down.
No, but I have found a website that is dedicated to nothing but collector's editions.
Really?
Yes.
Sweet.
coming soon stuff. There's stuff that's already out. Coming in 90 days, what?
Have you heard anything about the God of War PSP remakes?
PSP remakes? Yeah.
The ones that they're making for the PS3, the 2 God of War games? Have you seen them?
Yeah, I
Because
have.
they're supposed to be coming pretty soon, right?
Yeah, like next month, along with the Shadow of Colossus and Ico collection and the Silent Hill collections.
Do they actually look decent?
The Shadow of Colossus and Ico one, yeah. The God of War one looks kind of like a watered down God of War 3. I mean, it's not bad looking, but it's not like... It's got a really weird kind of claymation look to it. Not in like the artsy kind of way, but in just this is bad textures.
Well, it is based on a PSP game.
So it's like Twisted Metal Head-On, Extreme Twisted Edition, or whatever they called it.
Yeah.
The one I can't imagine looks very good is Silent Hill 2 in the HD collection. I mean, 3 looks great, you know, regardless of what system it's on, but...
I've seen some screenshots that they released, and I'm not too happy with it, sadly.
Plus, they're replacing all the voice acting, aren't they?
I don't believe so. I wonder what they're going to do with the music now.
I heard they were. I'm sure they'll use the same score.
I would hope so, because I wouldn't imagine that Akira owns the right to it all.
No, he wouldn't.
Why aren't they porting over Silent Hill 1?
Because
it's already available on the PlayStation Network.
And
so
on the
if you
Wii.
really want it, you can just buy it. And also the same thing they said about Metal Gear Solid 1 is that it would cost more for them to put it into HD because they would have to like redo a lot of stuff due to how low of resolution it is compared to today's games. That it's just not worth doing.
Also,
too bad they couldn't do the Twin Snakes version.
Yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, also, like...
I mean, anything on the GameCube is going to look better than anything on the PS2 did.
Well, Kumi, you know, they did kind of remake Silent Hill 1, hint, hint, a couple years ago for the...
It wasn't a remake, it was a
reimagining.
Reimagining. Or the best theory that I've read is that it's the same story, but just a different perspective.
I think it's kind of a sequel.
Really, do you care about the ending?
I have played one Silent Hill game my entire life. That was the first one, so go ahead.
Do you care at all about Shattered Memories?
Go ahead and say it, whatever you gotta say. I'm probably never gonna play the game. So.
Okay, the best theory that I've read is that it's the same story, but all told through Cheryl's eye.
Well, obviously.
Like, you know, it's obviously her interpretation of the events that transpired, but it happened the same exact time that the first game happened, and that the first game was just Harry's.
But that doesn't really mesh with the whole cult aspect, really.
Is there a dog in this one?
No.
Yes.
And the dog's like...
In the UFO ending, she turns into a dog talking to the psychiatrist.
Wait, in the anime ending?
Yeah, in the UFO ending, you know, the funny ending, Cheryl turns into a dog and she's talking to Dr. K, and then James walks in and he's talking, and then Dr. K is complaining about how he hasn't seen his wife in a while.
That was an awesome ending.
So when exactly did David Lynch join the staff of Konami for Silent Hill?
He's the new composer?
David Lynch, do you guys know who David Lynch is?
No,
Didn't he
I've
do
heard the
Twin
name.
Peaks?
Yes, he did. He's known for just weird shit. So,
I didn't know he did music.
He doesn't, I don't think.
Probably. Well, Downpour basically is Alan Wake.
Yeah, it basically
I
does.
have that game. Don't spoil that one.
Alan Wake's good. You should fucking play it.
I heard that was, do you guys ever listen to, Gcast Gamers podcast?
No,
No.
I don't really listen to podcasts.
No. That's like the one video gaming podcast, other than this one, of course, that I listen to. And I know Cheapy D, the guy who runs the website, that was his second favorite pick for the year, for last year. And
That was my game of the year for last year.
his first game of the year, he said with a slight advantage, was Mass Effect 2.
That
and then-
faggot.
And then Alan Wake was right underneath it.
Whoa, wait, Kumi. I thought for sure Heavy Rain would be your number one pick.
I was
2010.
addicted to Alan Wake. Like, I didn't eat dinner, and I had to be told to go to bed. I would have beaten it in one sitting if I didn't have to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning the next day.
You know, Stealth Master also really likes that game.
It's really good.
Is there something about like Duracell batteries or something in it?
Yeah, your main quote-unquote weapon assist is a flashlight, because, like, the enemies are coated in darkness, and you have to take down their shields in order to attack them. So you constantly have to put batteries in your flashlight, and product placement, it's Duracell batteries.
Wasn't it gonna be more of a like a horror game, but then they like turned it into kind of an action game?
No, it was always advertised, like, from the very, very beginning, when they showed the landscape teaser screenshots, that it was a psychological horror game, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah, gameplay-wise, it is action-based. It plays a lot like Resident Evil 4, like, control-wise, but it still stays true to the psychological horror aspect.
Is there a bridge in the game?
Yeah,
Is it like a main thing for the game?
not really.
Okay, because I remember they had a trailer for it many years ago, and it showed like a bridge, and that was the only thing that they really showed off. And then nobody heard anything about the game for like 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, they changed some things over the course of
Yeah,
the
like,
game.
It's like
I
Resident Evil
have-
4 all over again.
I have the limited edition
So do
concept
I.
art book
Do I have that?
that talks about it.
Does that come in like the big box version?
No, I do have that one. This came with the guidebook. Someone gave this to me, and it's got some really cool stuff in it. And it talks about the development. Like, the enemies were originally supposed to be these like water-like creatures that crawled out of the lake, and then they're like, nah, that doesn't work well.
I would be interested in reading something like that. I always love like
It's-
development insight.
That's why I've been replaying the Zomethos with commentary.
Yeah, more
That was
games
one
need
of
to do
the,
commentary.
That was one of the last games I actually bought. Was Alan Wake.
Now, I've yet to play Alan Wake with the commentary, but that does exist, and I just haven't sat down to actually do it.
Oh, Steph, did you end up picking, since you have a 3DS now, do you have, Mercenaries?
I bought that day one.
Right, yeah, so what do you think of the controls? Is that the one that has the movie shooty, control-y, goody goodness?
Yeah, you can move and shoot, but I forget that exists.
I would probably too.
That's the 3DS one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where you can't like start new save files.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
They did that for well, you could. I think you could start new save files, but I believe they did that for the original Mega Man Zero, where you could never erase the old save files. You could only like start new save files.
Now, wait, does the Mercenaries have online co-op?
Yes.
It does?
Yes.
Are you sure it's online?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Does
I
it-
haven't tried
the-
it yet.
Does it have download play co-op?
I don't know. Let me grab the box.
That's
Get
awesome.
over here.
I have successfully transferred about 700 gigabytes of files today.
It says it has a 2-player co-op online and 2-player local, but I don't think it's download play. I think you both need a copy of the game.
Right. Okay, that's okay. I wasn't expecting it to have online co-op for some reason. I fi-
Yeah, it requires the game cartridge.
I figured Capcom would skimp on that and be like, oh, no online co-op, but here's leaderboards.
I need to play the online co-op though, because I'm having trouble with like the last section.
Oh, you mean like how I was having trouble in the last dungeon of Crystal Chronicles Echoes of Time and you never helped me finish that?
That's because I was never high enough level.
Oh, I needed you, Steph, and you let me down.
Well, that's what you get for relying on me.
Story of your life, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Now, do you guys both have the free games for the 3DS?
I do not. I bought mine today.
I don't
Rob
have a
has
3DS
it.
yet.
Rob has it, but
You don't have a 3DS?
I do not. I'm waiting on the
I
red.
thought you did.
I'm waiting on the red color. Said that in the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, but you bought 2 DS Lites. You might as well buy 2 3DSs.
3DSs are also more expensive than DS Lites are.
Not anymore. They're only like, what, $20 more?
No, a DS Lite you can get for like 80, 90
Yeah,
bucks.
but I mean like the XL or whatever they call it there and stuff.
But that's
Oh,
different.
Yeah. But right now, GameStop's running a promotion where you can trade in a DS Lite and get a 3DS for only $100.
But you have to be some kind of pro power play whatever member.
You just need to be the Power Up member, and it expires tomorrow. But we are running just a normal trade-in special.
What's
like you trade in a DS Lite, and a 3DS is like 120 DSi, and it's like 110.
Is that permanent?
And an XL is 100, and that's until like I think that's after the red one comes out.
Good, 'cause that's probably what I'll do.
I think.
If I trade in 2,
Yeah,
do I get like
No,
$80?
no, it doesn't work that way.
Damn it, GameStop.
Geez, I just bought a brand new DS Lite like 2 months ago, and I haven't even used the thing. I used it once to try it and make sure it turned on, and that was it.
Spooey, you need to get over your Game Boy Advance cleanness.
No, they're coming with me, every single one of them.
Just get a micro and
Man,
be done with
I
it.
wish I have a micro.
Well, stop buying systems and not buying systems based on Game Boy Advance
if anybody
compatibility.
wants to buy my micro, it's sitting here pretty much unused since the day I bought it.
I wanted a micro back when I was in school, but now
I got it
now
for $40 from like Walmart, like the Black Friday, like of the year after it came out. Because like you couldn't find them anywhere because they discontinued them like really quickly, you know.
Well, the
Yeah,
DS
they
came out
sold
after
like
the
shit.
DS.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like Walmart got like thousands and thousands of them. It's
I
like
remember
Nintendo
that.
must have found like a hidden warehouse that they had. It's like let's just pawn them, like make a deal to pawn them off on Black Friday or something. So, and I was like, man, I gotta have one of these because it's something, and I gotta have everything, you know. And then I got it, and I was like, I can't see anything on this.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's a pleasant experience.
This isn't going to cramp my hands at all. This is great.
The SP was definitely the best Game Boy ever.
Yes.
The only bad thing about that system was the shoulder buttons, and I still hate.
I did not mind the shoulder button.
Yeah, I didn't care too much about it.
You know what you need? The Game Changer.
The what?
Like the Game Changer. It was like a $10 third-party adapter thing that you could put 3 games in at once. But it actually had like finger grips and stuff, so it made the system wider, so it was more comfortable to hold.
The
I've
game,
had people ask for those.
all the
but
Game Boys,
I've
have
never
one
seen them.
somewhere. I have one somewhere, but I don't know where it is.
all the Game Boys had like a crazy amount of like third-party add-ons and peripherals and stuff. Like I remember there was like 10 pages of like gaming magazines devoted to like, oh, look at all the new Game Boy accessories coming out.
I totally had the original Game Boy magnifier
Yeah.
with attachable light on it.
I have the one where it's
Which
like
looked awful.
a
I mean,
magnifier.
it magnified like maybe like 25% of the middle of the screen, and then like everything was distorted afterwards.
Right.
But it was like, dude, it's like magnified. It looks like 1.3 times as large.
I had this giant clunky add-on. It must have been for like the Pocket or the Color. It was like it like folded outwards, so it had like these stereo speakers that folded outwards, and it had the magnifying glass for the screen, and it had like a microphone or something built into it, and it had like an overlight so that you could play it in the dark. I mean, it was crazy. But I love that thing.
Was it by Mad Cats or Pelican? Either of those two?
I think it was Pelican, I want to say.
Are they still around, Pelican?
I don't know.
I used to go to GameStop all the time and buy up those little cartridge holders for the Game Boy Advance that they had. But then when I ended up realizing I had like 9,000 Game Boy Advance things, I should just give up buying the cases.
Right.
So.
I'm looking forward to playing the GBA games on the 3DS.
That would be when I saw that they were going to have like the Metroid games on the 3DS.
Right.
I actually, for a slight second, contemplated going out and buying a 3DS. Well, I mean, unless they get like, I mean, if Super Metroid was on that thing, it would have been like I would have just ran out and bought one. I don't care that I just spent like, an ungodly amount of money on my new computer and all this stuff that I for it.
Well,
I
Nintendo
would
seems
break
to
the
be
bank to go out there to get that thing.
Yeah, Nintendo seems to be taking it slow. Like, at first they were like, oh, we're only doing original Game Boy and Game Boy Color games for the download 3DS service. And then when they announced the ambassador program for early adopters, they were like, oh, all of a sudden we're announcing NES and Game Boy Advance games. So I think it's going to be a while before the Super Nintendo shows up too, if it shows up at all.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Well, I guess there's performance issues or something. I don't know.
How many buttons does the 3DS have compared to the Super Nintendo?
It has more.
Same
than
layout,
enough.
right?
Yeah, more than enough.
Yeah.
That would be awesome, though. So.
That would be awesome.
Maybe one day.
Yes.
Nintendo needs to make it so that you can make it account-based that you can play your Wii Virtual Console games on the 3DS.
I still want my damn Mega Man Game Boy collection on the Game Boy Advance that was announced in 2003. It's still in limbo somewhere.
Just get the GameCube collection, Spooey.
I can't get the GameCube collection. I actually have the Xbox collection.
That's because you're
the GameCube
racist.
collections. Yeah, I like Superior Race. You're right. Well, I first owned the GameCube version, and then within like 5 seconds of turning it on, I realized that Capcom completely screwed up the controls by flipping the jump and shoot buttons. So I returned it to GameStop where I got it from, and they were like, so why'd you take the cell phone off of it? Because I said I picked it up for the wrong system. And I was like, because I'm stupid too. But they were nice enough to let me exchange it for the PlayStation 2 version. And if I remember correctly, the PlayStation 2 version had a little loading issue. So the Xbox version didn't come out for many months after the PS2 and GameCube version did. And then when theirs came out, you had like I think it was like both the special features of the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 were on it. If I'm not, I could be mistaken on that one, but I think they both had them on there. And it loaded a lot faster, and it had customizable controls. So I was like, all right, there we go.
Thanks for that history lesson, Spooey.
I definitely would have preferred the GameCube version. So.
Oh well.
Because I'm a Nintendo.
I think you just buy it anyway. Just buy it anyway.
Well, the problem is, I mean, I know I'm stretching this conversation out about Mega Man, but when I said the Mega Man collection, I actually meant the collection of the Game Boy games. So.
I figured.
Because they're not on the GameCube collection?
Oh, okay.
Oh, the original ones, right?
Yes.
But not the Battle Network crap, right?
No. I've never even played one of those.
Yeah, me neither.
So, and if it doesn't involve me running and jumping and shooting things rapidly, I don't want to play it.
Right. It's more like an RPG, I think.
It's not a Mega Man game.
Yeah. Then again, there was Legends.
Yeah, but you can still run and shoot things, though. I mean,
right, that's true.
I mean, you're just in 3D. So. I actually have Misadventures of Tron Bon here.
That's an extremely rare game, from what I understand.
I don't know if I still have the demo disc that it came with it, but I think I do. Because it had a Mega Man 2, Legends 2 bonus disc. So.
Oh, snap. Look at the time.
Yes. It's 11:30 here.
Yes, same here.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Alright, so we gotta go back. Steph, you gotta go back to playing your 3DS. Spoo, you gotta go back to scheming against
Yes,
The
with my Mac.
yes, various Microsoft institutions of the world.
Well, I will at further point in the future tell you about my complaints with Mac OS X Lion.
Yes, just post
Because I
them.
do have some complaints. There were.
Post them on the forums. And
Come back, Spooey. We missed you.
I will read them.
Give it another year and a half. I'm sure I'll be right there with you guys. I got to give credit to you though, Andrex.
Why is that?
You actually showed up for this podcast.
I was considering, because I was pretty tired.
You didn't know I was coming, right? So that's probably why.
Yeah.
That's,
No,
This
but
is the magic.
shit account.
Steph was like, I was like, oh, we should do it at 10. And Steph was like, I'll be there. And I'm like, thank goodness. If she said she wanted to do it later, I would have been like, screw that.
When you do it on a Saturday at 10, that's usually a good time.
Yeah.
Mondays at 1 a.m., not so good.
Well, if we delay it, I still want to, I don't want to delay it by a whole week if I can help it.
May I ask one more question?
Sure.
Whatever became of the video stuff that you had come up with, Steph? Remember, like
Video?
2 years or so ago, you said we should do like a video podcast kind of thing, and like reviews. and
Yeah,
stuff like that?
we just never got there.
I don't remember
Never did
that.
anything with it.
You can stream stuff from your games, and that kind of like morphed into it eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Live Capture's got a new update now where it tries to implement 3D and it makes everything crash.
Great.
Sweet. I have my new FaceTime video camera that I can do stuff with, but I have nothing to do it with. So,
Chat roulette.
yeah.
Okay.
I guess until next time then.
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe next time. Maybe for the 25th one, we'll have a video podcast extravaganza.
Maybe by then things will be fixed.
We
Yes.
need some pictures on the YouTube podcast. Because one thing I don't really go to YouTube for is to listen to things without watching things.
Well, I think the YouTube version is good because it's reliable. Like, I mean, it's a flash
It's an easy
player.
upload that people
And
can
we
go
can
to.
get banned in Germany some more.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Steph, have you chosen your song yet?
Yes, I posted it in the chat box.
Okay, Spooey,
There's a chat box?
do you have a Yeah, no one's posted in it in like 2 weeks.
I don't even know where it is.
Spooey, do you
It's
have
on the front page.
Of Skype? Or do you mean-
Oh, of the website.
Oh, alright, okay. I'm looking on Skype and I'm like, what? I had to get the new version of Skype, with obviously with the new computer, so it's like,
Spooey?
it's changed a little bit.
Spooey,
Yes.
do you have a song request other than not having anime?
No, I'm good. Whatever you guys
Okay,
would like.
I'll choose it. I probably won't edit it until tomorrow because I am pretty tired.
No J-pop. How's that?
What about J-Rock?
Is that like J-pop?
It's Japanese.
J-rap. That's what I want to see.
I can do that.
Okay, there we go.
Wait,
Some J-rap.
I have to come up with something pretty good. Alright, you guys say the last words because I'm frying my brain right now.
I just want
I'm-
to leave with one thing, and that is Lieber mein Abschmicky.
Good for you.
Okay.
Steph, you're up.
Just remember, we named the dog Indiana.
I loved that dog.
Alright.
That dog's dead now.
And I'm sorry, I had very fond memories of that dog.
That dog is dead now.
Well, he must have been. I mean, it was like 1989 when that film was made.
So long, G-Formers.
Have fun.
Do the impossible, see the invisible. Row, row, fight the power, touch the untouchable, break the unbreakable. Row, row, fight the power, power to the peeps, power for the dreams. Still missing piece, scattering so incomplete. With me that once incredible soldier from underground. See how easy they all fall down. Digging through the core to see the light. Let's get out of here, babe. That's the way to survive. You're on top of the head. I'm on the set. Do the impossible. Don't you wanna bet? Cause a lot of things change. We've been waiting in vain. If we wanna get by, no pain, no gain. Wow, fakers wanna test me again. Sorry, my rhyme's gonna snatch your brain, yo. I'm still starving for the straight up skill. We gonna make it happen with a crazy rap skill. Get ready to rumble. Now is the time, If you ain't know, now